Shir sponsor Lelui Nishmas Ambiak Shalom Le'Abbas Yitzchok. We're holding in Bava Daf Kovches. Yesterday we reached the top of the Amud. We got to the word. We got to Toshma, which is in the fifth line from the top. Says the Gemara, Toshma. Shor she'ola al gabei chaveir lehoiver. So let's go back into the English. What are we talking about? The question is, if Ovid inish dinil in a or not, can a person take the law into his hands and do a din? We said, if there's mokum hefsed, if he's losing money, everybody agrees that he can take the law into his hands. But if he's not, it's a machlokes. Says the Gemara. Toshma, shor she'ola al gabei chaveir lehoiver. You have an ox who goes and climbs on top of another ox, and the reason he does it is to kill him. That's the reason he wants to do it. And comes the owner of the bottom ox, and he comes to save his ox, right? So you have, just imagine, you have like a big animal on top of an animal. He goes and he pulls him out of the whole thing. What happened? The novel Elio in mace. The top one fell because of that, and he died. Potter. Who's Potter? The bottom owner. He saved his ox. Says more, my love, b'mud, the lake of Pseudo. Says more, what's the issue here? Why are you saving your ox? That's called you're taking the law into your own hands. Let it die. Hi, but I want my ox back. He'll pay you. So Gemara says, in which case do you pay fully with no problem? Mud. If the top ox was the shur mud, so either if this shur is saved good, if not, you get money from him, everything is equal. So something more, you see from here, someone can do a din on his own, can take the law in his own hands, even though the top shur even though he's not losing anything from it. We learned one could say that you could do it, but no one could say it's a machlokes.
It's not what? No.
Oh, it's more loy. Betam. The could say what's the say of tam? What is the payment that you pay for a tam? You pay not only pay chatzirezek, which is also true, but you also pay only migufoy. So if the top ox is worth only 10% of the value of the full short, you don't pay more than 10%. So you can lose. So that's why he says, if I would let you kill them, I'm never getting my money back. No come say them. So that's why everybody agrees he can take the law into his own hands. So let's look at the next part. Let's say instead of going and just rescuing his shore, the bottom shore, he went to the top shore and pushed the top shore off. Then he's chayav. Why is he chayav? He saved his shore. He has a right to do it. Says the Gemara, he should have tried just to rescue the bottom one instead of pushing the top one. Pushing the top one is more of a risk of killing than pulling out the bottom one. Pulling the bottom one, he may kill the top one, he may not. Pushing the top one is more of a risk. So why did you go and push the top one, causing a more immediate death? And that's why it's chayav. Toshma, another right. He goes and fills up the chutzner of his friend with barrels of wine, barrels of oil. In New York, you have these squatters. He's a squatter. He puts his stuff. He's squatting in the chutzner of his friend. Baal chutzner can go and just break the barrels. Go out, go in. So what do you see over here? Person can take the law in his own hands. No, we're talking the case he needs to go to Beis Din. He doesn't want to break the kadim, but he says, I want to go to Beis Din, I want to sue you. The only way for me to go to Beis Din is I break a few barrels. So you can do it. Because that's what Kupseido. If I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to get anything back. You go back inside, what do you go back inside? Let's say I want to go bring the deed. So this is my chutzner. We bring a riot, it's fine. Toshua, another right. So the Gemara says maybe the Churi is taking the law into his own hands. Well, no, he's not taking the law into his own hands. He's talking a case that Mokab say he has no other choice. A person who's a nirtza. What's a nirtza? Eved Ivri, after 7 years, in the 7th year, he goes home. If he decides, I want to steal my master, what happens then? Then you do Ritzia. You pierce his ear, and and he stays. Now let's say came the time he's supposed to leave, which is Yovel. Comes the 50th year, now he has to leave. The master is trying to persuade him to leave. He says, "No, Reb slave, let's go out." And the guy doesn't want to leave, and he pushes him off. And now he's pushing him off, he causes him damage. Shu potter. The other is potter. Don't take koifer, which means don't take money for not to go back. But look, the way Darshan, the guy wants to return. The guy doesn't want to leave. So what do you see? Again, a person takes the law into his own hands. The Eved doesn't want to leave. And the Adon gets involved and pushes him out. So talk about a thief. And if he lets him stay, he's going to steal. So one second, if he's a thief, he was a thief till now too. Now, when it comes to the day of release, that's when he cares about the fact he's a thief. Until now, he was afraid of his master. But from here on, he's not afraid anymore. Because he's a release. So I don't want this guy who's a thief in nature staying in my house. Talk about a master who gave the Eved, while he was an Eved, Shivakdanis. An Eved can marry Shivakdanis. The Odin can give him Shivakdanis. But once he's released, he's not allowed to be with Shivakdanis. So that's why he pushes him out. That's why he hits him. Not to do an Aveir, to be with the Shivakdanis. Why is that mutter? So look at Rashi. Rashi says, says Rashi, Virashai leal koisoi. He could go and he hit him. Ula frishoy. And to be mafrisha for Mr. The idino lav lenafshu, because it's not for him. What is it for? To stop him from doing an Aveir. To stop doing an Aveir. You can't do your own, you can't take the law into your own hands for your own benefit. But he could take the law into your own hands to say for HaKadosh Baruch Hu's benefit. That's what it says over here. Now, this is an interesting topic here. So this will be the Shom Machshava tonight, Be'ez Hashem. But it's really more of a yichus idea. Do we go that way? Can a person go and stop his friend from doing an Aveir? You see your friend doing something wrong, can you do it? The Chor here sounds yes. So some say, some of them before Shom, the place you say no. Here it's different, because here, who made him do the Aveir? The master. The master gave him the shivcha. So the master says it's my responsibility. I gave you the shivcha. I need to make sure that when the time comes to leave, you leave. But the Amshel Shloim, the Mashal, says no. He learns from here, halacha, that's the bring in Shulchan Aruch, you can stop your friend from doing an Aveir. You learn not only when you did it. So ask the Achronim, so if so, why the case by, when we learned earlier, a person claims that he has, someone came and stole from him. You say, if a person cannot take the law into his own hands, but everything you have to go to basic. Why? I want to stop him from doing an Isser. He's doing an Isser Gezel. He's doing an Isser Gezel. So if he's doing an Isser Gezel, why only Isser of the Shivcha? Also Isser Gezel is the problem. What's the chiluk between Gezel and the regular Isser? That's the question that many other Chachamim discuss. There's a few answers. One simple answer, call it simple, but like answer the Biskurov's answer. Biskurov's answer is, it has to be something which is unquestionable. We're not talking about the Isser of Shivcha. There's no questions. Shivcha is Asur to Ben Choyer in the story. There's no way to play around with it. Right? But Mu'min is always two sides to the story. You owe me money. No, you don't understand. You owe me money. You don't understand. I pay you back. I can't. It's not clear that I chayav. So that's why it's different. That's the answer of the Briskrua. Your basic angle says, the pshat is, it says he's like a little more kunz, he says. It says, by Mu'min, you can make him not do an Avera. You know how? Just be Moichel. This guy owes me money. I'm going to go to his house, take it away. I don't want him to do Gezel. You know, it's a very easy way for him not to do Gezel. Just give him as a present, as a gift. He's not doing Gezel anymore. So the only reason you're going back because you want for your own benefit. So that's not considered to do anymore, preventing your story. Al derech zeh, I thought of something else. I have to try and find more sources. So I'm not gonna. There's an idea. What's the idea that you're doing? You're stopping yourself from doing an avera. It's a little bit of a kanos. You say, Hashem is the person doing that avera. I have to stop it. Stop and say that. Kanos works only if you're doing it for Hashem. But if you're doing it for yourself, kanos doesn't work. If you have your own benefit, you're getting money from it, it's not kanos. When do I tell you can go and prevent someone doing an answer? When you're doing only for Bull, you have no other interest in it. But if I have other interest and I'm getting better from it, you can't do it. So I have different answers why you say you can stop someone doing an answer, but not stop somebody from doing gas. Second one, another raya regarding taking the law into your own hand. Someone put a card, a barrel, and someone came and trampled into it and broke it. Butter. He's butter. Why is it butter? Because the guy who broke it, what do you want from me? You put it in the Rishus Rabbin. Time it didn't go only because it happened by mistake. Hashavro, but if he intentionally went and broke this barrel chayov, why? Because you can't take the law into your own hands. So you don't take the law into your own hands. Truth is, even if he broke it intentionally, he's also potter. When it says that it happened by mistake, I did the kavai limit the sefer muzak bal chaviz chabin iskod. Because we want to go into the next part and say that if you got hurt, if he got hurt, so the baal chaviz, the owner of the barrel, has to pay him because he put a burn around it. That's only if you have it by mistake. But if he broke it, your fault. You went and you hurt yourself. So therefore, we had a similar thing yesterday's daf. The idea that you went and did something wrong. So you said over there, you don't say that we saw earlier. That's only by animals. But here, you caused yourself the damage. You broke. It's your fault. That's what we said. Nitka by mistake. If we break intentionally, we putter on the barrel. Toshua, another raya says Katsoy says Kapua moment. Speak about a woman who goes and she is trying to save her husband from being beaten up, and she goes and embarrasses the one who's beating her husband. So he has to pay money for it. I'll show you even if you can't save with something else. And there's a question to both Mandorim, as Rashi points out, because this is considered being mokab seido. You're losing out. Her husband's being beaten up. So we're talking about that you could save. She has another way to save. She could have saved by holding on to his hand, and instead of she holding on to his mevusho, to his private areas. That's why it's more embarrassing. Says you want to tell me that a potter? Look at the next part of the Mishnah. The woman is chayav, but shliach bezdin, the bezdin sent him to stop someone from fighting, and he went and caused him damage. He's potter. Why after what the shliach bezdin? Speak about her. Only because she has the ability to save it somewhere else, somehow a different way. So why don't you mention it? So you're right. That's why she can save a different way. That's what it means. That's what he's going to tell you. She's like a shliach bezdin that can do it b'rishus. She also can do b'rishus if she has no other shus. Second Toshva, Harei shehoiso derech harabim reverse b'toich sadeu. Person has a pathway where people are using, going through his field. Right, we do have it here in Lawrence a lot, right? People go through. In this case, talking about it was legitimate rabbi going through it. He went and he decided to replace this pathway. pathway was in the middle of the field. He didn't like it. It went to down. It disturbed him. So he gave them a pathway on the side. So the idea is, what he gave to them is theirs. He doesn't get back what he lost. It doesn't work. Why? Says the Gemara, I don't understand why not. A person can take the law into his own hands, liquor, peers of a lazy stick, and sit down at their interest and say, anybody who goes in the middle of the field, I'm going to beat him up. I gave you something else. Because the reason we don't allow it, because maybe he's not going to give it a good way. Even if he gave it right now a perfect way, but maybe he won't. So I don't let you change the derech gzei, or maybe he'll give you something wrong. We're talking about a case that he did give derech akal tov. You're right. If he gave it a good other way, he could replace it. But in this case, we're talking about specifically he did not give it a good way. Every time you move the pathway, it's bad for somebody. Right? Let's say you have a field and you have a pathway going in the middle. You go out to the right, the people that live on the left side, for them it's much further away to go. So you're ruining it for somebody. So why does he get back what he gave? Take back yours, your original one. I'll take back my original one. Says the reason, like if you have an area which was held by the rabbi. You can't root it. Once the rabbi hold on to it, it's done. You can't take it back. So again, the Gemara says, in this case, you know, raya to a person takes the law into his own hands. He put a peyo. Peyo is what? It's about the sanim. You have to put the quarter of the field for that eam. He put it in one hand, and that eam went to the other side. They took something which is not a peyo. The answer is, the din is zev is a peyo. The bulk is going to be peyo, whatever he gave, and whatever they took. Here, but over the sheet of share, a person can take the law in his own hands, and buy zev is a peyo. Why they will peyo? Liquid, peas, or if you take a stick, and stand on the other side, say, anybody who wants peyo should go to the other side. You want to come for me, I'm going to beat you up. The point you made of ice here. No, you're right. It's not peyo. It is not peyo. We're talking about over here that whatever peyo, even the peyo, in other words, the anim came, it took the wrong peyo. So he says, okay, I'll take back the original peyo. Or says, can you do your din? So you can do your din. They took the wrong one. I'll give you back this one. So I'll take back the original. It's still peyo for what purpose? He's put to an advice. In what way? Let's see. The Bryce says, how mafkir is carboy. Person goes and his mafkir makes it odorless, his vineyard. He shkiba boykir, but so the next morning he gets up and he picks up, he makes it his again. He's chayav in all the mitzvahs of what? Of Matasanim. Even though you don't have to do Matasanim and hefker, but here that it was a hefker, you took him back, he's chayav Matasanim. He's put to an advisor. This is a special do advisor. What's a special do advisor? Special do advisor is that by Meiser, you have a special pasuk to teach you that when you're mafkir it and you come and you re-pick it up, you retake it, you are patur min advisor. Right? That the din is in general that anything which is hefker, you don't have to give out the sanim, you don't have to give meiser. But if it was yours, it became hefker, you took it back, you do have to give out the sanim. But meiser, a special person tell you that if it was yours, it became hefker, you took it back, you don't have to give meiser. So here, he gave pair to that eam. It's pair, it's hefker. Then he goes and they took something else, so he takes it back. Takes it back, he's put it in a meiser, still has the shape pair, put it in a meiser, because of special gzera sakosov. So, Eliknabi, you do say a person can take the law in his own hands. Zog the Mishnah. Nishbar kadoi b'shus harabi v'uchlok echad b'bayim u'shloka b'charosis. Chayav. Person has a barrel, a cat, a jug, and it brings to shus harabi. And somebody slips in the water of the barrel. Or he gets hurt with a shred that broke from the clay. So chayav. It depends if he has the intention to do it, or didn't have intention, and we'll see in the Gemara tomorrow's daf what exactly are we referring to? What is it referring to? It says the Gemara, if you know Rav, we're talking about that his clothing became wet with the water. So the guy, what happened over here? Reuben goes with the barrel, and the barrel breaks. Shimon goes and he slips in the water. What happens to the slipping? He damages his clothes. His clothes get all dirty. So then it is, so you chayav in that case. It's like a shore. So the professor base. He himself is potter. Why is he potter? What damaged him was not the water. The water doesn't damage a person. What damaged him? The fact that he slipped and he hit the floor. So the floor hit him. The floor is not chayav. So that's what it is. Now, the Rashi says this Rav is going with two things. Yeah, of course. Rav says over here, there's two things you have to remember by Rav in order for this to work. A, we know the klal is that by bar you potter ala keli. You're not chayav with vessels. You're not chayav with clothing. So why are you chayav over here? The reason is because we're talking about it was not mafkirit. He didn't make it odorless. So he still owns it. If he still owns it, it causes a damage. This is the din of Rav. Rav holds that whatever you still own does not have a din of a bar, has a din of a shore. Does not have a din of a pit, has a din of an animal, and you have even a kelim. That's number one. Number two, Rav holds, we'll learn later in the Masechah. Rav learns that a bar shechiv v'toyro is only for the havel. Hevel means the stuffy ear. When a person falls into the bar, you have stuffy ear at the bar, and then you have the actual impact. You're not having the impact. Why? Kakoilim. I didn't do the impact. It's the floor. I have on the stuffy ear. So here you don't have stuffy ear. So then you're not having on the impact. You have only the water you have only your clothing. That's what Rav says. I said this in front of Shmuel. That's how Yehuda says. Yehuda was a Talmud by Rav and Talmud by Shmuel. He said, when I said to Shmuel, Shmuel holds that you learn all these kalim from bar, not from shore. So how did it a bar? The kulam and all of them I learned the din of bar. What's the din of bar? That we learned by bar the following: shor v'lo adam, chabor v'lo kelim. You chayav on a shor and an ox, but not a human being. You chayav on a chabor a donkey, but not kelim. So you're not chayav in clothing. How do you really have cat clothing? You chayav an adam. Avaliyat zikin adam chayav the kelim b'torim. If it just got damaged, so then by kelim still part of because every damage is considered to be killing. So by adam you are that's your part. By adam you chayav, as this we learned earlier. You're not chayav on killing an adam in a bar, but you're chayav on damaging an adam in a bar. Now, so what does Shmuel say? Shmuel says this is a bar, not a shore. So you're not chayav with the kelim. You're chayav with the adam. Why the adam? How the adam got hurt? Impact. He hit the floor. Why is that my fault? Shmuel lejitos. Shmuel holds that a bar shechiv v'toyro lechavotoi. Chavot means for the impact. So Shmuel says that's what Shmuel holds over here as well.
Not a bar. It's not. There's no chiv by adam.
You have a chiv by nizik. It's what you said. Not by misa. Not by death. But by damage your other, you do have a chiv. How the word just said. That's the last sentence. How do you really account? That's only for death. You potter. Then you have for them. The Rav, that's what we said before. That's only if he's mafkirit. It's a bummer. So Rav goes to Shitton. Rav says this cannot be bar because it's only impact. Impact not chayav. What about kelim? Kelim important bar. So it has to be shor. It has to be not mafkirit to shor. Shmuel holds not shor because he holds that every item that you have in Shitton Rav is a bar. So it's not a shor. So you can't be chayav a kelim. So you chayav an adam, but the adam was only the impact. Shmuel Shitton holds you chayav on an impact. So well, based on Yeshiva, I have a question. As we said, right? We're learning for the pasuk that the idea is that shor, it says in Office of Shor v'Chabor. From here you learn shor v'lo odom, chabor v'lo kelim, that you putter on a odom and kelim. That's what we're going to say later. From here you learn you have an ox going into a bor, and the ox falls in and gets damaged, and what he's holding on his back also gets damaged. Chabor v'kelim v'niskaru, also a donkey with his kelim fall into a bor, they get torn. Chayav v'labeimu patur l'kelim. Right? Chayav v'labeimu patur l'kelim. That is the din by bor. That's just the classic klal rule by bor. You chayav on an animal, you're not chayav on vessels. What is this similar to? His stone, his knife, or his bag, he pushes around and he calls the hezek. So first of all, the bar is not a problem with the lush, because it says bar is similar to these three items. One second. The opposite. What is similar to this? The Avnu Sakina Basoi is if you compare it to a regular bar. The classic bar is not Avnu Sakina Basoi. It's a pit. Hela, my doibil is it. What is similar to this? Avnu Sakina Basoi Shnichim Shuzurab Viziku. They're razik. Lefikach, Ivitiach, Slechisu Behevet. Therefore, if somebody damaged his plate in the stone, Chayav. That's what the Bryce ends. So now, what is the word, by the way? Reisho kashul rav. The beginning is kashul rav. The what? That says that Avnu Sakina Basur like a bar, and Rav holds that they're like a shark, like an animal. Because it says if you damage the plate into the stone, so you are chayav. According to Shmuel, you're not chayav with the kelim. Say, well, it's like the time I think shlechi gufo. Just read this brayso, so you have a problem for Reish Sefer, it's a steer. In the Reish it says that you potter kelim. The Sefer it says you chayav the plate. How do you explain this brayso? Hello, Rabbi, that's the time Shmuel tells you. You have to rewrite this brayso in order to explain it. So Rabbi and Shmuel, each one says it his own way. Rabbi tells the time b'shif kir, dafki made it half kir, so then it has a bit of a bor and you potter kelim. Avaloid kir, but if it's still, he still holds it, chayav. Therefore, that's what the Bryce says. You put a plate into his chayav. So Rav very good. Rav holds that if you mafkir something as a bar, if you're not mafkir, it's like an animal, and that's exactly the case over here. Shmuel answers l'shitosoi hashto de'omart avno sakina v'soi kiboyu dami. Now that we learned that it has the bar regardless if you're mafkir or not, because Shmuel holds it doesn't matter if you're mafkir or not. It's always a bar. Yudo the Becharev Aniski came the bar. According to Yudo that holds the Chaver came the bar. That's what we learned already in the beginning of the Sechto. That there's machlokes if you chayav kelim or not. That's what you chayav when a plate hit the rock. So again, so according to Shmuel, what is the ad? It's a stereo. What have you say if you potter kelim? What's the chayav? The answer is the end of the Mishnah. Right in the Bryce goes according to Yudo. The holds you are chayav kelim. But they all go to Shidos. Rav holds if your dad mafkir it is not a bar, it's a shor. If you still own it, it's like an animal. So you have a kelim. If you are mafkir, it's a bar, you put it. And according to Shmuel, regardless if you're mafkir or not mafkir, it's always a bar. And then we have to say that if you are mechav kelim, it's because you own like a beard. The case is that a person, when you want to say that you got hurt with a stone, right? And we're referring to, as Rashi points out, he damaged the plate in the stone. So he fell in the stone and the plate got damaged. So he says chayav al tabar if he was mafkir according to Rav for sure, and if not, something else. Meaning, sorry. If according to Rav, that can speak about that he's not mafkir. So he has a din of a shor. All those are shor sheitkal be'evet isha be'evet. The guy got trampled over the stone, and he got damaged with the stone. But if he fell on the ground, not because of the stone didn't cause it to fall. The reason he fell, he slipped on the ground. But then he hurt himself by falling onto the stone and damaging the plate. So then he put, because he didn't cause it to fall. After he fell, they caused it the damage. Says the word, it's not like Abnoso. What's Abnoso? We mentioned Abnoso earlier. We didn't go into it too much, so just to say what it is. President holds that the rule is, if I have two people damaging, I try my best to take it for the first whatever I can. I can't get it, I go to the second. Whatever I can't get for the first, I go to the second. So here he's saying, Karka was, nobody's responsible for the fact that Karka caused it to damage. But the stone damaged the plate. I can't go for the Karka, I'll go for the plate. But Rabbanan say no. Whatever, I don't pay for whatever someone else is it can't be. You can't go for it, don't come to me. So here he says, I'm not the one who did it. The one who did it is the Karka, so you go to it. Some say, don't tell me only if he fell on the stone and got damaged by the stone is chayav. But if he got stuck in the ground, even if he got stuck in the karka and got hurt in the evet, so that you can't pay for one, you pay for the other. Let's see Rashi inside. Rashi says, we said loy kavrason. Don't really come up with shor shadokh was chavir lebor. When a shor hits his friend and puts it into a bar, we can't pay for the shor. Shtar be bor. High down lezik. So you want to say that here is the same thing, and the Gemara says it's not exactly the same thing. There's a difference between the two. I mean, that is the exact same thing. The Gemara says two Yersaris do we say like a Avnoson, or do you know it's not say like a Avnoson in this case? And that's the point of showing you the Gemara. Obviously, there's a lot here going on. You love this, but we'll leave it maybe for a different time. Call to Rabbi Isai. Have a wonderful night.